What's up, everyone? I'm Rick Beato. I never say that on my live streams. Before we start, we're having a flash sale for the next day, 25% off. I only do this every once in a while, and the code is RB303. Okay, if you want to get the Beato book to support the channel, or you need it, or you want to get a mug or anything, that's the way to do it. Now, there's a lot of new subscribers on here because of the last couple of videos. We got, what's up, Brad? I see you. Jay, everybody. We have been, for some reason, I don't know why, but I've been, they call it whitelisted for these videos. What makes this song great? My Zeppelin video got put back up. I was able to put Fleetwood Mac up. I tried 5 times over the last year to put that video up. And then my Yes video got put back up, and Queens of the Stone Age. So every What Makes This Song Great video is up. All 57 episodes. I have a new one that I'm working on right now that's some of you may be interested in. It's one on Genesis. So I've been promising Genesis. I've been promising Dream Theater. I've been promising all these things, and I will get to all of them. But I'm going to be able to do, I think I'm going to be able to do some of the old school ones, which is really, really great. Okay, I get asked about the CAGED system. There's plenty of videos on YouTube out there. I want to talk about it, but then I want to talk about my opinion on it, okay? So, now, those of you on this channel, a lot of you already know what this is. So it's basically a way to learn your neck out of chord shapes. And the chord shapes are based on open chords. So C, open A, it's going to spell CAGED, G, right? E, and then D. Now, essentially what you do is you take these shapes and they actually move in that same order and spell that word CAGED, okay? So here's your C chord, and if you play the arpeggio, and then you move up to this C, that's your next area of C major. There's your A shape. It's the same shape as A major. So here's your C shape, A shape, right? Then your G shape is up here. That's actually great sounding. It's actually a C add 9 chord because they have a D in there. But this is based on this shape. Then your E shape is here. Okay. So we have C. Do the spelling. A, G, E, and then D is up here. Okay. Now, the deal is that these enable you to play all over the neck, theoretically, where you play, hey, Peter. But what you need to do is be able to transpose these into different positions. So let's say I want to do a D, start in the key of D. So that was all based off C major. Let's say I want to do it off D major. Well, once you put it up here, you start getting open strings in there, and you have to remember that the C position here is based on having your bar here, so having these 2 open strings. So your D really would be this. I'm sorry, this. So here's a note D. So essentially, if you just play, so those are all your, that's your chord shape right there. Then the next one is up here, which you can see the chord shape there. Okay, so I added a couple extra notes there, but that's your D shape in that position. Okay, so that's your A shape, but for the chord D. And then we go to the G shape is going to be up here, right? And then you have your D shape here, or your E shape here, right? It's the same thing as here. Same notes, but I'm skipping a few notes here, right? I'm skipping that note. Then you have your, up here is your E, that's your E shape, and then your D shape is up here, which happens to actually be a D chord. Now, here's the problem. The limitations with this is that yeah, you can kind of learn the neck, but you really don't know how these things are connected, okay? The best way to learn this to me, is not the CAGED system. The CAGED system is great, and it helps you if you know your chord forms. But a way to learn more thoroughly on the neck is to take these chord shapes on groupings of 3 strings, okay? So if I'm going to do C here, I'm going to take this E shape here and play it off the low E string. And I get G, C, E, okay? Then I'm going to move up here and I'll play C major here, C, E, G, right? So I've got, this is in for second inversion with the 5th in the bass. Then, those are my 3 fingerings, then they repeat. Well, those same fingerings repeat on the next set of strings, okay? But they're just in a different order. There's my first shape, right? Because you're thinking of this as if I'm playing this. This is my fretted note, okay? Then I go to this fingering, right? We had it here. We have it here. Then you have it here. There's my E shape, right? Same thing, so. Then it repeats there. So that shape and that shape are the same. Now, you go to the next set of strings. Okay, that would be here. Now, this is going to have a different set of fingerings because this is because of the tuning between the G and the B string, okay, being a major third. So this is where you're going to get this shape for your C chord. So you got the 3rd in the bass, the E, then the 5th in the bass, then root position, and that just repeats. And then here, that's the same as would be, you know, think of the top part of the chord. So you have your 5th, root, 3rd. Then here, that's your root, 3rd, 5th, and then 3rd, 5th, root. And there's your D shape. Then you go here. Then you go here. Okay, then you say, okay, I have those down on those sets of 3 strings. Then what you do is you simply do this. You take each note of the chord. I usually will start on the bottom, the lowest note, and play up and down in each position off each note of the chord. But I keep in mind this. I have a thing. You should learn your scales and arpeggios at the note, behind the note, and above the note. And if you remember that, then you will really know your guitar neck. So what do I mean by at the note? Okay, so here is my first C major chord. So I'm going to go here, but I'm not going to go to open string because that's not practical. So I'm combining 2 different shapes here. I'm using the E shape and that A shape there. And I'm putting the 5th on the top. And then I like to go up here to that, up to the root, okay? Then the next one is here. This is what I call behind the note. This is at the note, behind the note. Now, why is it behind the note? Because all the notes here are behind the root. Here's the root, so this is behind. When I mean those notes are lower there in pitch than the root. So this is all, hold on, I just dropped my pick. Here we go. Okay, then you go here, this is at the note again. Now this is going to be using this shape. But I add that note there on the top. And the reason I add that note on the top is because you should never be limited in any position by, you should include every note that you can reach comfortably in a position so that you really know, in case you want to shift to the next position, you know where that is. Okay, so we got to here. Then we're going to go up to the next position, which is here, off the third. We already know that chord shape, right? We know that chord shape, that chord shape. Okay, so if I go like this. So I like that chord shape. That's behind the note there. So it's below the third, but I use this note as a transition position here. Because to me, this is really, and I'll come down, typically I'll come down to the above the note position here off E. So I have two fingerings off the third, one behind the note and one above the note. Then I have Now, there's one other position here that's above the note, and this is this C. Now, the tricky thing about this one here is that you're involving this, and it's kind of a hard fingering. So that is really covering the neck. So I've got one position, two positions, three positions. Okay, this is behind the note. 4, 5, and then 6. Okay, so those 6 positions will cover the neck. Now, the point of learning the notes on each set of 3 strings is because it makes you more connected with where the notes are in order to change positions, right? So if I'm playing a chord progression and a C chord comes in, anytime that I'm playing these positions, I'm always thinking, thank you, Ian, if I'm playing over, the circle of fifths, for example, over a series of major chords. So that is just over the circle of fifths. So I'm going over a series of dominant chords. That exercise is in the Beato book. 25% off, today only, RB 303. Okay, so knowing those chord shapes, when I'm playing that's over the circle of fifths, oh, there's that one shape right there. And I put the 7th in. There's that shape. There's that shape there. There's that shape there, right? So I've got that shape, that shape, that shape, that shape. Once you can do that, thank you, Cliff. Once you have those little 3-note triad things mastered, you can play all these. You can play all these super hip lines, right? So I'm doing, there I just was doing triads in thirds. Hey, Chris, thank you. Anytime that I'm playing, and when I'm playing over these chords, whether it's major or minor, I know where all those chord shapes are. I know where they are in all sets of 3 strings. And that's... They're hard to play. These things are really hard to play, but you got to practice them. And to me, the CAGED system doesn't really allow you to connect the guitar, that's just me, the way that you need to. Remember, at the note, behind the note, and above the note. Or you can think of it behind the note, at the note, above the note. Just like you learn your scales. Once again, if I play A major, I'm going to go behind the note. I'm going to go at the note. I'm going to go above the note. So that is really, that's how you really cover a position. Okay, and then you're going to get those. You can start getting those cool legato lines if you're doing above the note. That's where you start getting those 3-note per strings. Right? Then here I'm behind the note. I'm behind the note. At the note. Behind the note. Okay, so that's kind of my, this is the way that I like to think of these things. And I will simply take, I might take 30 minutes or so and I'll just play. And I'll just play between those, between the different positions. And then I'll play things like, these are hard to do. So I'm using all those different. Love the sound of those, right? Those sound cool. That's when then you start getting into the spread triads. If I'm playing, so I'm doing C minor, F major, and then B flat major, right? So C minor, C minor, F major, B flat major. Hypes, what's up, man? So right there, that's doing a 2-5-1 using spread triads. All this is in the Beato book. So this, all these things, these spread triads. Love those sounds though, right? C minor. Learning all the spread triads like that too. That's kind of the next level where you go after you learn these things. But I would get in there. Then I go F major. So I'm going to C minor, F major, B flat major. Try not to add any extra notes to those until you really have them down. Then the next note that I like to add to them is the ninth, and I play the ninth on them. It's hard to do. Those are hard to do. I love that. Beautiful sound. Harder when you get down there. Slow down, you can't hear that fast. I'll play it slow. G major, add 9. I just did C minor, add 9 there. Okay, all this stuff is in the book here. I hear some serious thunder going on right now. Everything's in the Beato book. It's 25% off day today. I think I've only done 6 sales like this ever in 2.5 years or 2 3/4 years of this. If you support the channel, you can also support it through the Beato Club. Now, the Beato Club is has 5 different levels. It's artist funding, basically. There are live streams that are on there. There's lessons. There are PDFs. We have this one. We have one thing that's actually always sold out. It's the platinum level, which is where I do a reaction. I listen to your songs and I basically do a video on your songs. But if you guys are interested in that, you keep checking back. Occasionally there's an open space, but those really go fast. And we have a new top level of the Beato Club too. That's more like a consulting kind of thing where I help people with their, if they have a strategy for releasing something, or if they're a YouTuber or something like that, help them, with their content. But you can check that out. You can find it on my website. But before any of that, you gotta learn your neck. That's really there's no shortcuts. Well, there is a shortcut, maybe. I got this thing that I haven't tried yet. It's called the Halo Sport that Guy sent to me. Thank you, David. And it's supposed to make your motor neurons more plastic, increase the plasticity. You wear it for 20 minutes, you wet your head. I know it sounds crazy, right? But a couple neurologists from Stanford created this thing. And I want to do a series. It's supposed to improve your technique. Okay? So I might do a series of videos on here. I'm a little nervous about it though, because like your motor cortex in your brain is right in the center. So you wear these headphones with electrodes. Discount code again, RB303, 25% off anything in my store. You want to support the channel? You know, you're not supporting the channel. You're getting something for it. You get my mugs that are that have your, all the formulas for every scale, every mode of the major scale, minor scale, major scale, melodic minor, harmonic major, double harmonic major, and all the triad formulas. By wetting your head, though, I know it's weird. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to make a video on this. I want to see if this actually works, if I can improve my chops by doing this. So this ought to be really interesting. Hopefully I don't screw up my... open up, wet your head, then plug it in. Exactly, Ed. That's. I hope that's no. You're wearing it. It has batteries or something. I know. I have to read the thing, but I really want to do this. I really want to try this and see if that actually, if there's something to this. It sounds really interesting. A lot of athletes do it. All right, you guys are the best. You guys are the best. How do we get your crazy hair? By light socket and standing in the bathtub. No, I'm just joking about that, of course. So there we go. There we go. You guys are okay. I gotta go. You guys are the best. Beato book. Beato Club, RB303, 25% off. That's the discount code. All right. Thank you.